Hey everybody, while you are sitting at home, I thought I would throw a few little tools out for you. I put it together for a few of my clients that are unable to come into the studio and thought I would just throw it up on YouTube. So while you're hanging out at home, take a pause from Netflix or whatever else you're doing and get into your body and breathe. And the videos to help you get back into rhythm and just kind of understand your nervous system a little bit and how to regulate it during a very odd time in history. Hang in there, and I'll throw up some more videos the next couple days. I'm grateful to stay connected through this device. If we can't be physically connected, it's cool to use our phones and the internet as a tool. So enjoy. Let me know if you have any questions, comments. Leave them in the box below the video. Bye. As gravity pushes down on me, there's pressure in my system. So I'm heavier down below, all of my fluids are down below, everything's getting pushed down. So when I try to take a deep breath, it feels a little bit like up in my neck, like I'm fighting gravity. So if you are feeling really anxious, really overwhelmed, not knowing what to do, I would first positionally take yourself down so that you're almost more, you're working with gravity to either be flat or your pelvis can be lifted a little bit above your heart, and that just helps the blood flow back into the neck towards the heart so that you don't feel like it's so much work to take a breath. It can be really kind of calming for our nervous system to just change our position. So I'm gonna lay down on my back. I've got a couple toys here. I've got a bolster. I'm gonna put the bolster under my hips. You can put a pillow under your hips at home. That works totally. So I'm just gonna put this under my pelvis. You could just put it under your knees if you wanna lay flat, you can do that, but I'm gonna put mine under my pelvis. And then just let your body just kind of settle. And put your hand somewhere on your body that feels comfortable to you. And if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. So with your hands on your body, just kind of hone into the feeling of the fingertips touching your shirt or your skin. I would actually highly recommend, if it feels comfortable to you, to put your hand on your skin, especially with the social distancing going on that we're being told not to really touch others. The felt sense for yourself and touch is really important for our immune system and feeling healthy. So put your hands on your body somewhere that feels comfortable to you, and then hone into the temperature of your hands. And see if you can imagine, like, if your hands were filling up with warm water, that your hands could just start to warm and flow through that space where they are in your body. And so just noticing how drawing your attention down into the body can be just like calming for the mind itself. Noticing where you have tension, seeing if you can let the jaw and the neck soften as much as possible. If you can allow the tailbone to soften and widen into the pillow or the bolster that your hips are resting on. And then really gently and slowly start to focus your breath inwards. And as you exhale, let it go through the mouth. Inhale gently through the nose, draw your air into the palms of your hands. And as you exhale, soften the body, soften the jaw. Exhale, let the breath leave the body completely. Inhale, watch the rising of the belly. Feel the ground under your feet. And as you exhale, let the belly drop. Watch the falling of the tummy. See if you can feel the feet a little more rooted. Letting the shoulders relax, head be towards the floor. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Inhaling for 4, 3, 2, 1, pause. Notice the feeling of the fullness. Exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pausing. Notice that feeling of empty. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1, pausing for 1, 2, exhaling for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, pausing for 2, inhaling for 4, pausing for 2, exhaling for 6, pausing for 2, inhaling for 4, pausing for 2, exhaling for 6. And then just let your body soften, focusing on the breath or not. Just see if you can take up a little bit more space. So let your arms come out wider than just like right at the sides of your body. If it's comfortable, let your arms take up more space. Take your feet a little wider, let them take up more space. And then by taking up more space, see if you can feel the center of your spine resting on the floor as much as possible. Obviously your hips are up, but just bring the right and the left sides of your attention, right and left sides of your body together. So it's almost like two magnets that are coming together and meeting in the middle of your spine. And even maybe in the middle of your eyes, middle of your brain, middle of your pelvis. As you inhale, imagine like those magnets could kind of float away from each other on the inhale and expand equally out to the right and the left sides of your body. And then as you exhale, feel the magnets drawing closer together, the right and the left sides of the body coming together to meet in the middle. Inhale, let the whole right and the left sides of the body expand wider away from each other like two magnets being drawn away from each other. And then as you exhale, feel the bones of the pelvis, the sides of the skull, the two hemispheres of the brain coming closer together. Inhale, feel the space behind your eyes get wider as the whole right and left sides of the body get wider. Take up more space in your mind's eye. And as you exhale, feel the exhale breath bring the sides of the body together, right towards the left. Feel the space behind the eyes feel like it's sinking deeper, but getting closer towards midline. And one more time, feel yourself get wider, right to left as two magnets are being drawn away from each other. And then as you exhale, feel those two magnets coming back together, back together, back together. And then see if you can find a happy medium between expansion and contraction. There's just a natural rhythm of the outward movement and the inward movement. And so while we practice this, it's really important with whatever you're doing to notice how times like this, times of high stress in our lives, our rhythm gets really thrown off. And we tend to hold, clamp down, and kind of like brace for impact. It's just an instinctual thing that we do as human beings, and as mammals in general. I'm going to come off of this. And the coming back to a rhythm can be a very powerful, like a simple, powerful way to recalibrate the nervous system, recalibrate kind of everything, that like mind and body connection. So when you notice that you're at high stress, like if you've been to Costco or Trader Joe's or anywhere where, you know, we're all really upregulated and people are kind of panicking, it will throw you off of balance because we are a collective nervous system. So meaning you will feel somebody else's anxiety, your nervous system will pick up on their anxiety, their upregulation before you're even consciously aware of it. So basically the collective nervous system has a huge impact on the individual, but the individual can have a trickle domino effect on the collective as well. So using this practice of breathing, of finding yourself coming back to a rhythm, a rhythmic space of there's an up and a down and a pause, and an up and a pause and a down and a pause. So there's basically, when we talk about rhythm in the body, we're talking about energy. There's an expansion of the energy, pausing, then a slow contraction of the energy where everything's coming back together and a pausing. And that's kind of interesting, kind of where I feel like we're at right now is, you know, as a globe, we've expanded to the degree that we're going to expand. And we're being forced right now to everything shutting down, and we're being forced to come back to a more individualized, like centered space, but it's also bringing our energy back into each other. So like the social isolation thing, even though we're doing this socially and with our physical bodies, the energy is actually, and if you're feeling it, it's becoming more and more compressed, and it creates a lot of tension. So instead of doing this in your body and holding it, try to feel that tension wherever that is for you. I just want you to get in a rhythm of expansion, feeling both sides of the body expand, and contraction, feeling both sides of the body come together. There's going to be a pausing point between both those end ranges. That pausing point is where you're noticing. So you're just noticing that the expansion and the contraction is doing something. And right now we're in a space of like, we're kind of in a pause state right now. So there's a lot of potential energy that's just sitting there waiting to be kinetic energy, which is movement. So we're kind of shutting things down. All this potential energy is compacting into our world around us and to our internal space. And you're trying to notice where you are compressed and compacted, and working on allowing yourself to let some of that grip go, doing something with that held tension, that held energy, so that your body can be more in rhythm and more in sync with the rest of life. Stay tuned. I hope you guys are managing okay, and just knowing that this is a temporary situation. I think it's amazing how people are coming together in a time where we're being told to socially isolate. It's amazing that we have the internet to bring us together and actually communicate. So stay in that space of being really grateful for what you have. It's amazing we have light and power, and you know, here in Southern California we have pretty clean water. I hope this practice is helpful for you. The essential oils, the position of the body, the breath practice, and then just being aware of how your rhythms are flowing in your body, noticing where your rhythms feel really stuck and grippy, and working on just breath practice and visualization to get yourself back to a more neutral place. Namaste.